I spent 10 years working on cruise ships, not behind a desk in some office on land, out there, on the decks, in the crew hallways most guests never see. And in all that time, I watched the same small things play out every single week. The people who quietly got treated like gold, and the ones who never understood why they didn't. None of it was luck. It was a handful of habits. So when I finally started cruising as a passenger myself, I made myself a promise. There are certain things I would never do, 15 of them. And the first 3, they're the ones I'd tell my own mother before she ever booked again. Secret 1. I'd never treat the safety drill like a nuisance. I'll be honest with you, when I was crew, I could spot the guests who thought the muster drill was beneath them. Arms folded, phone out, sighing at the ceiling. And I get it. You've heard it before, you just want to get to the buffet. But here's what most passengers never see. The one time that drill actually matters, it matters more than anything else on the ship. Knowing where your station is, in the dark, half asleep, that's the whole point. So now, as a passenger, I stand there and I pay attention. It costs me 7 minutes, and the crew notices the person who takes it seriously. Trust me, that quiet respect comes back to you all week. Which brings me to something that happens the very moment you step in the cabin. Secret 2. I'd never book a cabin without checking what's above and below it. Here's a little insider habit I'll never drop. Before I book any cabin, I pull up the deck plan and I look at what's directly above me and below me. Because the price of the room tells you nothing about the sleep you'll get. A cabin under the pool deck means chairs scraping across the floor at 6 in the morning. A cabin under the buffet or the theater means noise past midnight. A cabin near the elevators means the whole ship walking past your door. The crew all know the bad cabin numbers, we just don't get asked. So now I ask. I pick a room sandwiched between other cabins, midship, and I sleep like a baby. Same fare. 2 completely different vacations. Secret 3. I'd never tip only at the very end. This is the one I wish someone had told me 30 years ago. Most people wait until the last night to hand over a tip, if they do anything extra at all. But I learned something watching it from the crew side. A small bill handed over on day 1 changes your entire week. Not a fortune, just a quiet thank you early with a name attached. Suddenly your steward remembers how you take your coffee. The extra towels appear before you ask. It isn't a bribe, it's the difference between being a room number and being a person. I'd never wait until the end again. Do it early and watch what happens. Secret 4. I'd never leave the cabin a disaster for my steward. Let me tell you who works the hardest on that whole ship. Your cabin steward. They're cleaning 15 to 20 rooms a day, learning every name, working split shifts that would flatten most of us. When I was crew, I saw cabins left like a hurricane went through. Wet towels on the bed, clothes over everything. And the steward just quietly cleaned it up, smiling. So now, I leave my towels in one place. I keep my things off the bed. It takes me 30 seconds and it makes their impossible day a little lighter. They notice. And a steward who notices you is the best friend you have on that ship. Secret 5. I'd never reach barehanded into the buffet. I know this one isn't glamorous, but I watched it happen every single cruise. Someone skips the sanitizer at the door, reaches a bare hand into the rolls, grabs one, puts it back, takes another. Here's what the crew know that you don't. On a ship with thousands of people sharing the same serving spoons, one stomach bug can spread through a whole deck in a day. That's how a cruise turns into everyone stuck in their cabins. So I use the tongs. Every time. I use the sanitizer at the door. Every time. It is the cheapest insurance on the entire ship, and it costs you absolutely nothing. Secret 6. I'd never pile my plate like it's the last meal on Earth. Now, I say this one with love, because I've seen the mountain. The plate stacked so high, it's a structural achievement, as if the kitchen's about to close forever. Friend, the food is not going anywhere. On most ships, there's something to eat almost around the clock. You can go back. You can always go back. I watched one gentleman rake nearly a whole tray of cookies into a bowl once, 40 cookies gone, while 40 other people stood there. So I take a little, I enjoy it, and I get up again if I want more. A cruise is the one place you never have to hoard, so I don't. Secret 7. I'd never become the pier-runner. This is the one that genuinely scares me. You've seen it. The ship's about to leave, and two people come sprinting down the pier waving their arms. Everybody films it. Nobody wants to be it. Here's what most passengers don't realize. That posted all aboard time is not a suggestion, and the ship will leave without you. Your passport, your medication, your bag, all still on board, sailing away. So the day I became a passenger, I made a rule. I write down the all aboard time, and I carry the ship's port agent number in my wallet. If a tour ever runs late, I can call the ship. I'd rather be back an hour early with a coffee than be the story everyone tells at dinner. Quick question before we go on. What's the kindest thing you've ever seen a crew member do? Tell me down in the comments. I read everyone. And if you want the whole list on one page, I made a free printable version of these 15 secrets. It's linked right below in the description, yours to keep. If a former crew member's honesty is useful to you, hit subscribe so the next one finds you. Because the next 8 are where it gets personal, including the one habit that quietly earns you the best service on the ship. Secret 8. I'd never take my frustration out on a crew member. I have to tell you about the ice machine. One morning at the buffet, the ice ran out. Happens all the time with 1,000 people at breakfast. And a man went off the rails at the woman mopping the floor, demanding she fix it. It wasn't her job. She had nothing to do with it. And she stood there, visibly shaken, still saying, "Let me find someone for you, sir." When something goes wrong on a ship, and it will, the person in front of you usually didn't cause it. So I never raise my voice at them. If there's a real problem, I say it calmly, to the right person. Kindness costs nothing, and on a ship, it comes back to you tenfold. Secret 9. I'd never brag about my cruise count at dinner. Oh, we've all met them. The couple who announce before the appetizers arrive that this is their 47th cruise, and then they tell you everything you're doing wrong. I watched a table in Sydney once where one couple bragged about being on their 6th, until they finally asked everyone else. The lowest at the table had done 14, the highest 35. They went awfully quiet after that. Here's the thing. The most seasoned cruisers I ever met never mentioned a number once. They were too busy being kind. So I keep my count to myself, and I ask other people about their trip instead. Secret 10. I'd never shame someone for taking the elevator one floor. This one I feel strongly about. You'll hear people grumble about the passenger who rides the elevator up just one deck. And I understand the frustration. Until you remember something. You have absolutely no idea what that person's knees have been through. A bad hip doesn't show on the outside. Neither does an old injury or a heart that isn't what it was. I'd rather wait 10 seconds for the elevator than watch someone risk the stairs in pain to avoid a stranger's judgment. So I hold the door, I make room. The day may come when I'm the one who needs that grace, and I'd like to think someone will offer it to me. Secret 11. I'd never crowd the gangway before my group is called. Port mornings bring out the herd instinct. The crew announces, clear as day, please don't come down until your group is called. We're not ready. And what happens? 500 people flood the stairs and jam the one doorway the crew is trying to open. Nobody gets off any faster. It just turns into a hot, grumpy crush. I did the math years ago. Standing in that crowd for 40 minutes gets you off the ship exactly 0 minutes sooner. So I sit with my coffee, I wait for my number, and I stroll down after the crush clears. Same port. A whole lot more dignity. Secret 12. I'd never treat the ship's medical center as a free walk-in. Here's one people learn the hard way. The medical center on a cruise ship is not part of your fare, and it is not cheap. A simple visit can run hundreds of dollars. And if something serious happens at sea, an evacuation can cost a small fortune. Your regular health plan often doesn't cover you once the ship leaves the dock. So I never sail without 2 things. My own medications, in my carry-on, in their original bottles, enough to cover delays. and real travel insurance with medical coverage, the kind that actually works at sea. I keep a little card in my wallet with my coverage number on it. It's the one just in case. I never skip. Secret 13. I'd never let a crew member stay a stranger. Let me tell you about a man I'll never forget. He treated every crew member like a neighbor, learned their names by the second day, asked about their kids back home, and everywhere that man went on the ship, doors opened. Not because he demanded it, because he saw them. Most of that crew is thousands of miles from their own family, working 8 months at a stretch. Your steward learns your name on day 1. I always thought the least I could do was learn theirs. So I do. I use their name when I say thank you. It's the smallest thing, and it changes absolutely everything about your week. Secret 14. I'd never skip a handwritten thank you note. This is my favorite one, honestly. Years ago on a river cruise, there was a waiter named Walter. Sharp, funny, knew every answer. On the last day, a guest tucked a handwritten note into the tip envelope, saying exactly how Walter had made the trip. As the ship emptied, Walter broke from the crew line just to shake that man's hand. Cash gets spent and forgotten. A note with a name gets remembered for years, and often passed up to a manager. So now I always pack a couple of blank cards. When someone goes above and beyond, I write it down. It costs me $1 and 2 minutes. And it can genuinely change that person's career. Secret 15. I'd never toss the end of cruise survey. And here's the most powerful thing you hold, the one I saved for last. After every cruise, they email you a survey. Most people delete it. Do not delete it. When I was crew, that survey was everything. A single mention of a name with the department could earn that person an extra hour off on a port day. Enough mentions, and it meant a promotion, a raise, a reason to keep going. Here's my trick. On day 1, I politely ask if I can photograph their name badge, so I get the spelling right later. Then I fill out that survey, and I name every single person who made my trip. It takes 10 minutes, and for them, it can change a life. So those are the 15. The small promises I made myself after 10 years on the other side of that desk. None of them cost much. A little attention, a little kindness, a name remembered. But together, they're the difference between sailing as a room number and sailing as somebody the whole crew looks after. If you want to see what your cabin steward really notices about you, the things they'd never say to your face, I made a whole video on exactly that, and I'll put it right up on your screen. Take care of the crew, and the crew takes care of you. See you on the next one.